Ebushamu akwa ba mu atenase ba Coastal Television do degeta na 514. Channel 54 ye Go TV do channel 22 ye Sentedo de St. Augustine one degeta boxing. Ebusha Facebook ye live na YouTube so live ente kwa a like ala na ahye na mum wo commenting de na do location so da aka wa man ma hen so yetum na yabo abado bebia ehwe hini fi biara don call kasebo wo oye Coastal Television do na bre aya mechafa na medebra home na bushafo yenhwe nsama obidi no mu akotiri be Obamensina soye krachi panyina oda no abo mfantepim school fo maframa kakrama ukoriye oye akensi wo science and math quiz a okodo no wabo hona about no wa hye nkran de ampa wonkodo wonye edumazen fansom oman Ghana ama Ghana yinsika yidi edimfi popopo edusia na mpanyifo ahya hofa aya mambe na mande na kwanchefu payina oda oye Bank of Ghana no odinsema tugwa ma omampanyin so eginado na so waka bi da aka ho ebusafo eyi na nsem bi aka ho na nwabere metere bosom ho de don kor kasebo wo Coastal Television yamfa sida papa omno yamfa ma the sell gift shop osetade na charge asida bi ono so yadeba ma oye NPA National Petroleum Authority hona dawro mara no we so masem ebre mete don kor kasebo madebra home aba from kitikeku Asorba Kofi Essuman afi yenje na yenje nsama numu nchechirem baya dapyan kakra abasin kware na National Science and Math Quiz okodo wo man Ghana yene nsodu school meche secondary school ahoro a owo Ghana he nyina wode dam akensa otedam ba hyehedo wo University of Cape Coast meche UCC igwehe ya na bra akensi ne be wiei no na mfantepim school a owo ogwaha awon na ademara kwa wedi nemu nkwanyim na nkwanyimden de enyije na ho sepel da bra disha wo gwa na nkwado titan po fimfimantom no mba na se oye na obeya na ta wona wo krosuku wo mfantepim na da wo ya dedofo ana wo ya afofofu na wonyina wenyije wom sonkokra de mfantepim school akeka wo no ho na wekidi nkwanyima otedam de abra hon ene sasunti abanka chepeyina ohwe ogwa mensin na soye no do eje no tumdo na wabo oye mfantepim school fo hona abado na abro no bo hona abaden na mpanyimfa woda mfantepim school na no onye achechefa wo hwe moframa no wo kacho nsohwe oye Reverend Ebenezer Edu ono no oye mfantepim school no kwanchefo peyina oda no meche headmaster ono no odenyim na ode trophy anasopo abosobada wode moframa odo kacha America chepeyina wo gwada honorable San Fatipim school wo gwai na se yekete nkoyimo sonko otida meda osafatapa da yede kuruwan ana abosobado krata no yede ba kire wo da oni San Fatipim school mbotene ba yakogba no eyi na wode bo hina abado nti bra okupe mo no office nsama opeyina odan Fatipim school na no oyo na no na da okay ni bi.
So, don't him, don't listen. I want to say a big thank you and thank God for your life as well. And glad to hear you say what us. So we come to you each time we need help. We will come to you, call you. So we need many friends. She's on our board. Say what number? So when you hear it, then write it down and pass it on. For this year alone, we communicated. Once you call on him, it's done for us. So thank you for done so far for this donation. Now we can start a good match. Director, all of you here gathered, thank you for your support. And pray that we continue to lend the support. So, don't him, don't listen. I want to say a big thank you and thank God for your life as well. And glad to hear you say what us. So we come to you each time we need help. We will come to you, call you all the time. So we need many friends. She's on our board. Say what number? So when you hear it, then write it down and pass it on. For this year alone, we communicated. Once you call on him, it's done for us. So thank you for done so far for this donation. Now we can start a good match. Director, all of you here gathered, thank you for your support. and pray that we continue to learn and support. Let's hire the flag of transport and for that matter, Kekos Metro will be above all metros. So that in your tenure, in this government, you see growth and development in all our life, school, and wherever we find ourselves. Once again, grateful to you, thankful. May God bless you and bless your tenure. Kekos grow and prosper and flourish above all metros. So that's your work. The highest among all. When you meet your colleagues at any gathering, mention your name and say, Kekos, this is something spectacular. Because it's being led by Honorable Justice George. Thank you.
Kwanchafu pay no dam Fantepim school no Reverend Ebenezer Edu ono na etenen ka no kasa fie na ode oye Asorba Kofi no kopo ne dema oye Honorable George Justice Atta abanka chepere ohwegwamen sene na yije nyo ben na nwa ja ara semna eyide niye maranche wa kagwa kra won fansan won fan kobio ntoro bompe am Fantepim school there adom do hu na de sende so se afisi se wa bande woroko na national science and math quiz na tam Fantepim school asene kidi ne munkonyim bia wu no osan so de kire de se sara yer kese ogwamensi na so e project okra na baasa wo oye Fantepim school wa enyi da kwande biri kuma bi mu no wo wie dem project na wade na enyi wo da school Honorable George Satan aseme de onhwe dem project no na da mofrom aye onkana no ntum de biara da nti obobo mofrom no na abado inde Ghana sika o me CDC oye 2000 Ghana cedi nkana chebeke 20 million otam dem mofrom enwanje aye ye kura wo miro wa wonto wonom na da akabia no wonfa disuen wonfa anye onabrabo ina ama afisi se ye behiem na national science and math quiz asan abaye Fantepim school fu wonade Honorable George Satan nsama okanasene ibe.
I ask the director that we compile all the stored projects from various senior high schools to get funds of this. If I want to go there, the administrator, after going through the list, saw in front of me, you have a stored project in front of me. I went with my PA and he said that in fact, once Fantepim's project is part of the project, they are not going to hesitate and come and do the project for Cape Coast schools. I mean, so it's because of Fantepim, because of the name Fantepim and the school. Cape Coast school stored project will be attended to in
Onam Fantepim school do inda igwenidin attache viade nemfa nei na Honorable George Atta nsama okeni. Ebusuyantia do na yemfa donko kasebo yemfa mbraw afia yewomia na oman Ghana hen sika yedi meche hen currency odi infi papa edusia na mpanyimfu ayamande na mambe na wapa wotam no da infi edusia ndin na yebaka nde oya currency conference wabado ma kwanchefu pe na Other Bank of Ghana no Dr. Esiama oyine mpanyimfu wabo gwatatata watu nsafre omampenjon jamani mahama omanu mpanyimfo wona ambesebogomfo wona wokabi owomede womre na wonhwe oye currency conference mpempen na bebia oman Ghana yedu na Dr. Esiama oye Bank of Ghana kwanchefu pay na order no bra olugbo yenyim oli yenyim wo conference nsama Dr. Esiama okay no ibeyin.
Colleagues from across the currency, payments, and security ecosystem, esteemed partners, morning and welcome. It is a pleasure to gather in this space with leaders such as your good selves, whose work supports the foundations of modern financial systems. This conference here in Accra provides a unique platform for experts, platform for policymakers, a platform for industry leaders to come together, such as we have done, to discuss the latest trends, challenges, and latest opportunities in the world of currency. I am confident that the discussions and conversations that will take place over the next 2 days here will be insightful, will be engaging, and will be valuable for all participants. So let me extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers, the sponsors, and the attendees for their commitment to advancing our understanding of currency and its impact on our daily lives. Your presence here today is a testament to your dedication to excellence and innovation in the field. Colleagues, this conference also forms an important continuation of the CD at 60 celebrations that we started a few weeks ago. It involves a year-long reflection on the journey of our national currency and the role it continues to play in Ghana's economic and institutional life. The CD at 60 launch event recently, it reminded us that our currency carries history. Our currency has meaning, and our currency has a sense of collective identity. Today, we build on that moment and we reflect on how we can walk forward and to walk forward together with purpose as custodians of the next chapter of the city. Excellency, we are honored by your presence this morning. Please put your hands together again for him. The President of the Republic. Your Excellency, your presence indeed speaks to the national significance of this milestone. And we appreciate your continued support for the Bank of Ghana and for the financial sector more broadly. Excellency, your engagement underscores our shared responsibility to protect the value, the integrity, and the future of the city. Mr. President, your resetting Ghana agenda's emphasis on stability resonates deeply with our mandate as a central bank, which is to safeguard a currency that supports opportunity, confidence, and long-term prosperity for all Ghanaians. As governor, I am very much aware of the critical role that currency plays in our economy and in our society. And as we mark 60 years of the city, we remember the pride and the aspiration that shaped its introduction. From its earliest days, the city carried the confidence of a young republic that was charting its own economic destiny. Over the decades, it has mirrored Ghana's triumphs, but also our struggles. Remember the periods of progress, there were bold reforms, and also moments of hardship that tested the resilience of our institutions and our people. Through all these moments, the city has remained central to policy making, market sentiments, and of course, our daily lives in every corner of the Ghanaian society. So for 60 years, the city has moved with our people. It has gone into markets. It has gone into small shops. The city has gone onto farms. It has gone to trotro stations, and of course, in the quiet routines of daily life. It has helped our families to plan. It has helped businesses to grow, and it has helped communities to support one another. Each generation carries its own memory of the city. So now, we must look ahead for the next 60 years in terms of what the city holds. Now, the next generation will relate to the city in new ways. And let's think about it. Young Ghanaians are growing up in a world where value moves instantly, where digital interaction is second nature to them, and where expectations of transparency, convenience, and accountability continues to rise. Their relationship with the city will be shaped by the trust they place in the institutions that serve them. So part of our responsibility as policymakers, as technicians, and as leaders is to ensure that the city, however it is assessed, continues to serve these aspirations. Across the world, the landscape of money is indeed shifting. Digital payments continue to reshape behavior and expand access. Jurisdictions are advancing their thinking on CBDCs as well as tokenized instruments and raising new considerations around trust, interoperability, and privacy. Advances in artificial intelligence are redefining authentication, security, and lifecycle management. At the same time, global uncertainty, geopolitical realignments, and technology dependence all create new vulnerabilities for economies like ours. These shifts are already shaping how Ghanaians earn, save, trade, and secure their futures. They call for steady leadership, clarity in strategy, and stronger coordination across institutions. The shifts also require a thoughtful approach to how the physical and digital dimensions of money will evolve together. As they say, cash continues to play an essential role in inclusion and resilience, while digital channels are expanding convenience and reach. Our work on payments, modernization, and the ECD reflects our commitment to secure and interoperable forms of value grounded in Ghana's realities and informed by global lessons. This must be reinforced by strong economic stewardship and institutional stability to ensure that the city retains its value in efforts to re-anchor the city as the unquestioned medium of exchange, addressing the pressures toward currency substitution and dollarization which threaten our economic sovereignty. As we advance this work domestically, therefore, our engagement with the global community becomes even more important. So, as an active participant in the global dialogue on the future of currency and payments, we draw on our experience in payments innovation, financial inclusion, and regulatory reform, while continuing to learn from our partners across Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. The issues shaping modern currencies, cross borders, and disciplines, making collaboration indispensable. This conference deepens that very collaboration, the life of a currency. Central bankers, payment specialists, currency designers, security and technology providers, academics, and industry leaders, all in one room. The robust agenda reflects this breadth, and it reminds us that currency management today sits at the intersection of many disciplines, each contributing to the stability and trust that a nation's money must uphold. So let me express my appreciation to currency research, to our domestic and international partners, and to every participant who has traveled from far and near to join us. Your presence enriches the conversation and broadens the possibilities for collaboration. The city belongs to all of us, colleagues. It carries our confidence, our efforts, and our belief in the future of this country. I encourage you all to engage fully, share generously in the discussions, and help shape the vision of what the next 60 years of the city should and must look like. My hope is that every Ghanaian, from the child that is learning to count, the trader that is serving her community, the entrepreneur who is building something new can all continue to hold the city and with unwavering confidence and with pride. May we always remember that protecting the city is not the task of any one institution. And let me say that again. Protecting the city is not the task of any one institution. It is a shared endeavor that is rooted in our belief in Ghana's future. Your Excellency, I thank you for your attention, and I wish you a productive and inspiring conference here in Accra. Thank you very much.
Inti Bank of Ghana kwanchafo peina odano oye Dr. Essuman ono na etsenkan na dwumedina ase na omampen John Dramani Mahama fenyi kweja otodo ibasa ohobi ntina so odnenum asem tugo no kire me de sende hini sidi mpempenda webodu ya oye emina nwo wara na ebutum yakodo masidi na nyam epui onan de yebedinyi na ebohwene nonka bande yemomomo sikan anu oye omampen John Dramani Mahama nsama okan dwumedina ase no ibin.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. To officially open the CD at 60 International Currency Conference and deliver his presidential address, it is my profound honor and privilege to invite the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much. I asked the separate musician to pass this way to pick a number from my assistant so that he can come and see me. As I normally do, my presentation will be in two parts, my prepared speech, and then I normally have a few reflections before I inflict my speech on you. My mother died in 2016, in June, and I looked after her. And until she died, she had a very interesting way of counting her money. For her, the 20 CD note was £1. So if I gave her 100 CD notes, for her it was £5. And so 1,000 CDs was £50. And until she died, that was the way she would count her money. And so people have their different way of accounting for their money. And I find it strange that even today, I think this current phase of the CD was introduced in President Kufuor's time, I think in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And so 2027 will be 20 years of the current redenomination of the city. And yet it's very interesting. You go to a funeral, I was at a funeral, and somebody donated 100,000 CDs. And when it was announced, oh, so was giving 100,000 CDs, the whole place was quiet. Because I thought the guy deserved a very big round of applause. Apparently they didn't understand what 100,000 CDs was. So when the MC said, Namon Preno, Nipama 1 billion CDs. The past, when we traveled with our security and drivers and others, and they got their per diem, maybe $500 or $1,000, whatever it is. Anytime they went to the shop to buy a few things and bring home, they always use their calculator on their phone. And so if they see a shoe and they say, well, the shoe is 120 pounds, they will calculate 120 pounds into CDs and say, what? When they see how many CDs they will get for this shoe, they will make Kencho, Medibe Kofi. And I'm sure that they will not be very happy with the Bank of Ghana and Governor Essuman, because now when they use that calculator, it will not be as much as it used to be before. A relative of mine was going to buy a car and asked for an invoice from one of the car dealers. And when the invoice came, showed it to me. And I was surprised to note that the invoice was quoted in cedis, no dollars. A few years ago, if you're going to buy a car, the invoice they'll give you is quoted in dollars. Today, people are quoting in cedis, even house rents. You want to pay in dollars, it says, no, you pay me cedis. I just want to say that the governor and all your people, your team at the Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Ghanaians are grateful to you for the management of our currency. I think that a lot of respect has returned to our currency, and it's my hope that you keep whatever you're doing to make sure that we don't have excess liquidity. All those words you people have, open market operations, whatever those your technical jargons are, whatever you're doing, continue doing so that the cedi is respected. And so allow me to proceed on established protocol and acknowledge the governor and your team and our visitors from outside currency research and all of you, and thank you for putting up this conference. And so it's a profound honor for me to join you for this historic cedi at 60 international conference, a gathering of leaders, innovators, policymakers, and practitioners whose work influences the past, present, and the future of money. I wish to commend the Bank of Ghana and the currency research team for uniting such a distinguished community to discuss the evolving framework for currency management, monetary governance, and digital finance. Your deliberations over the next 2 days reaffirm a fundamental truth that the future of money is inextricably linked to the future of national development, institutional credibility, and global economic integration. 60 years ago, Ghana took a bold and sovereign step by introducing the cedi, not merely as a unit of account or a medium of exchange, but as a declaration of independence, our identity, and the capacity of our state. And so the cedi symbolizes our national aspiration to govern our own affairs, regulate our markets, and stand shoulder to shoulder with other nations in managing our own monetary destinies. Over 60 years now, the cedi has, one, anchored the conduct of our monetary policy. It has shaped the expectations of households and businesses. It has absorbed shocks, domestic, regional, and global, and symbolized the resilience of the Ghanaian economy and the Ghanaian people. And so the cedi at 60 is therefore more than just a celebration. It is a moment for analysis. It is a chance to consider what our currency stands for, how it has developed, and how it must be fortified for the years ahead. This conference takes place against the backdrop of a rapidly shifting global monetary landscape, from the rise of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, to the accelerating adoption of digital payments, from increasing cyber vulnerabilities to the renewed role of cash as an anchor of resilience during crisis. The world is witnessing the emergence of a hybrid monetary ecosystem. And in this new paradigm, cash, electronic payments, and digital assets coexist. Traditional models of monetary policy are being tested. Trust in institutions has become as crucial as technical capacity. And this new reality places a significant responsibility on our central banks, not just as regulators of money, but as guardians of trust. And so this conference provides Ghana and Africa with an invaluable platform for evidence-based dialogue, comparative learning, and forward-looking policy innovation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of this engagement is heightened by Ghana's notable progress over the past 10 months in achieving macroeconomic stability and restoring confidence in our economy and our currency. And so allow me to highlight some key developments. One, macroeconomic stabilization through disciplined fiscal consolidation, increased domestic revenue mobilization, prudent expenditure rationalization, and better coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities. Through this, we have restored balance and reduced uncertainty. Inflation has continued to decline, and expectations are more firmly anchored today. The second is the strengthening of the cedi. Improved forex liquidity management, enhanced reserve buffers, and the regulatory reforms have contributed to significant exchange rate stability, which is critical for business planning, investment decisions, and public confidence. And the next is rising confidence indicators. Business sentiments, consumer surveys, and investment outlook reports all indicate a steady recovery of our economy. Our development partners, the financial markets, and the global rating agencies have acknowledged these reforms. And so these efforts have culminated in a significant sign of credibility. Ghana's sovereign rating by S&P was upgraded recently from CCC plus stroke C to B minus B with a stable outlook on 7th November 2025. And that is why I give credit to our finance ministry and our central bank, the Bank of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an affirmation that our fundamentals are strengthening and that we're on a clear path of recovery. These gains must be protected, consolidated, and expanded through policy discipline and institutional coherence. The core principle of effective economic management is an independent, credible, and professionally insulated central bank. And so let me state unequivocally that the government of Ghana is firmly committed to safeguarding the independence of the Bank of Ghana. A strong and autonomous central bank is essential for anchoring inflation expectations, for maintaining exchange rate stability, for enhancing investor and market confidence, and ensuring long-term policy credibility. This is not a matter of personal preference. It is an economic necessity. A modern currency regime requires not only strong institutions, but also an informed and responsible public. I therefore urge the Bank of Ghana to strengthen nationwide public education in three critical areas. The first is promoting the use of the cedi in all domestic transactions. Using the national currency strengthens economic stability and reduces unnecessary exposure to exchange rate volatility. The second is improving currency handling practices. Poor handling practices increase printing costs, shorten the life of the currency notes in circulation, and undermine currency integrity. We must promote respect, proper storage, and responsible use of the Ghanaian cedi. And the third is enhancing financial literacy. An informed citizenry is better able to prevent fraud, demand accountability, and bolster the financial ecosystem. So public education must extend to schools, to the markets, to transport unions, to digital platforms, and especially to rural communities. Now one will ask, why does the cedi at 60 milestone matter? The 60th anniversary of the cedi is of deep national and policy relevance. It is a moment to assess the evolution of our monetary framework and draw lessons for future reforms. A currency is ultimately a social contract built on confidence, credibility, and transparency. And this conference will inform the next generation of reforms, ensuring that the CD remains robust, secure, and relevant. And I'm confident that this conference will contribute meaningfully to promoting peer learning among central banks, driving innovation in currency design, security, and management, enhancing cross-border payment interoperability, strengthening regulatory frameworks for fintech and digital currencies, positioning Ghana as a regional financial and fintech hub, ensuring and shaping Africa's role in the evolving global monetary order. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of your deliberations today will affect not only policy decisions, but also the long-term path of the CD and other African currencies. The endorsement by the African Continental Free Trade Area by a large majority of African countries has opened up the opportunity for the world's largest common market to be established. However, for goods to be traded seamlessly across the continent, it is essential for us to have a payment and settlement system that enable African businesses to transact using their own currencies. And this has led to the establishment of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, the PAPS. And so I expect this payment system to engage your attention at this conference as a catalyst for settling transactions as businesses and countries exchange products across Africa under the African Continental Free Trade Area. And so as I conclude, we commemorate the CD at 60. Let us commit ourselves to shaping a currency and an economy that reflects the hopes and aspirations of our people. The next chapter of the CD will depend on 1, sustained macroeconomic discipline, 2, a strong and inclusive financial sector, 3, technological innovation and digital transformation, 4, enhanced public literacy and responsible currency use, and 5, an unwavering, independent, confident central bank. And so my government remains resolutely committed to these pillars, and we shall support our central bank, maintain the trust of our people in our bank, in order to make it carry out its rightful mandate. So ladies and gentlemen,
Yako nsamfufrum wo oye donko kasebuma yekejina wo oye chufu himan lower denchira na hinkro oye chufu himan na chufu himan wo afashapana afibiara wodi ono wa tundu tu anko afashe na tu anko afashe otedam no afidi no wode aba eweyi fefefe wo chufu himan na dwumedina sin na wato nsafre oye Omahina owo isaman kasi wo epoyimanto de onfene miam matiechi na dwumedin onya homka na omahina owo isaman kasi odne yam batiechirin odi afutu de mai de brasa de bibiri man hina nkasa so da ye won ye bede na eti madishi na wehu osande se ye di afasha pano hyehyado ne yeri da afia oda ye de hina amandre amambredi ma wiade fa ne na hu na mpa ye bibifu ye oman Ghana no mumba na omahina owo chufu mesa omahina owo isaman kasi meche osaba ma eduda kwa otodo ibasa nsama okan dwumedina asen ebi
kroi ya hinkro wobika ba ko mienu bi aka wo se mehwe yeka na sipi isan se enye politics nkuwana edi enya abrofo nso waye bi pa na aha eye kwa ho bibi e friend artifacts akwasem ya bitu afri asase we so no siapa we di enim ye di akire na om de ya de abre akakasa se no na omo so de bi tourist centers o krum wa buche ho om de giska omo fa ya de abre siapa ehun chechim no de mintimi kan bebre wa ha no siapa
na dwumedina sen CEO oda nkunyim group of company owu akwabna oye ansu ampansa papa nisu odne mem katiechi na oto tafre bayimbom the machufu man nye adishi na de safi akwapa botin ni ye da afia wo manfaso papa amra ho ne monka ba na ebeda afin bo wie nu na sabeta fete de basabaseye ye aba ne mum afin onya afi papa onfa mahin Owa kwabna nsu ampansa oyesi odema nkonyu group of company nsama okanjimidina sibi.
In fact, MP and DC so say aha opportunities were say somebody basic factory be purposely for agriculture because apart from our ben so no cool ni man to be a bit no one consider na yam from boa dipa na e wa ha say it say omo brankasa it's abanso twa na ni no from amato ade bia no matter say the tie no the shase nkaka opportunity that will mine it's bibia ni a we obabu na anko ni nto abanso say bibia also den na kakra ben na also betimi aye de aboa extra bamba so asia how they are cool but one should be said ya obi and obi tima bo this was should be said and sana obi go ni so bi na baba na de ba ka me kan say manyuma ku e wogan ni na so the chance after obo say omma me kan hu na yenye twa kwa fashion na opportunity to see all businesses any year more entertainment industry the bit about being invest here webo
na twankwai afashapana otidam watwufu yemano ninzi ni mu no woto safra finfrimantom suafo honorable eduamo a ochiripeyin de onfane emiam kate echi na bebe nti pepe ntumanko ntosoma NDC amanyeku wono bobo anofo peyin mekire owura magdari a na so ndei oye ashafa wosomo omampeyin na so yi ne bi da onkwe na onfere ni masam kotugwa onkyere adofa ebusuafo nye anuanom a wowo twefonyimman de fifimantom suafo so ntumamba na ebe ono orebe bigina na odnani masam da tugwa damo ntoro magdare no so no sama okaka no dibedi na ase no ebe.
Today we gather not only to commemorate our past but to actively exploit the theme unlocking developmental potentials through festival. A festival like this is a powerful engine for development. It brings together our most valuable assets, our people, our culture, our entrepreneur spirit, and our collective goodwill. Distinguished guests, I would remiss if I did not single out for praise the visionary and the exemplary leadership of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Amwa Sesereku IV. Your dedication to the progress of Chufuman is truly commendable. The initiative to furnish a College of Health and Allied Sciences is a testament to your foresight and deep commitment to human capital development. This college will not only serve Chufuman, but will become a national asset, producing skilled healthcare professionals who will serve our beloved nation, Ghana. This administration, under His Excellency, the President, John Dramani Mahama, stands in solidarity with this noble cause. Nananom, the youth of Chufuman, this festival and projects like the college are the keys to your future. Let us look beyond the festivities and see the possibilities for skills development, for entrepreneurship, and for the quality education that will soon be available on your doorstep.
Ebusafo Ura Magdari, ono no ye NDC, bobo anofo pain wo ye finfimantom. Ono no okegyina wo finfimantom suafo na name de. Original na wahwema ndama atotiye wo oyo twanko afahye a adesha wo twefonyimman wezi. Ebusa ebegyina de mafehye ponido na ye de oyo donkore kasebo Coastal Television